Welcome back to the Beef and Barnzy channel. I'm Chris Barnes, and today we have one I really like, the Storm IQ Ruby. This ball is 249029, the same core that's been in the IQ Tour Black, the Emerald, and several other balls. Still has R2S, has React-A-Gloss on it. In this case, it's a 4-inch pin for me down, so it's be 4 by 3 by 4. Let's just call it that. Right about there, rack, as we call it. So with all that, let's go take this one for the spin on a little bit of a broken down house shot. Okay, here we are, again, AMF Louisville. I'm about 30-year-old HPL, and lower pin ball, 249029. Uh-oh. Well, that'll take a little longer to get a full rack. For those who watched some of the videos lately, this ball really hooks. This is probably 3 more than like the DNA and some of those other balls. Being a pin down ball, this is not really drilled for league as much as it is probably for tour, but one of the balls I've been very surprised with so far. I certainly didn't expect it to hook this much. Later on, I'll throw it up against a Hustle USA and my trusty IQ Emerald. And we're just gonna move a little half board off those. Got in the puddle a little bit. One of the things I really like is how clean this ball is, but it still reads the middle. So much more responsive than I've seen in the past. This is probably my favorite combination of R2S and React-A-Gloss so far. I would say not really even that close. I'm gonna go ahead and move like 4 or 5 left and throw it slower and let you get an idea of what you think there. And that's kind of where guys have used it on tour in the past, those kind of balls, is when the lanes are broken down, moving in, able to get it clean, and it still comes off the end of the pattern pretty good. Now I'll move 4 or 5, actually I'm gonna move about 7 right. Kind of take my hand out of it a little bit. Not so bad. If you're a player that struggles with having balls that keep energy, this ball looks like it keeps a lot of energy. And it's not by going 100 feet, it actually is seeing the mid lane, but I don't know, 3 to 6 feet longer. For those of you who watch the DNA review, you can go back over there and check that out on the Beef and Barnzy channel. Like and subscribe, and share if you don't mind. Again, I might even move further right, get a little firm with it, and see what it looks like. This ball has some versatility. You're not trapped into throwing it one way, and so from the pro side, we really like that. From a consumer side, it means a ball that you can probably take to several different centers or several different styles will like that. So I'm gonna go back to kind of where I started, throw up my quote-unquote normal, whatever that is these days. I got it in. Still rolls off of it okay though. Most of the time I'm gonna go with weaker shiny balls like that. They get stuck and kind of wobble in that space. So I say I'm pretty excited to throw this on some of the surface that we're gonna hit up north on the tour. Where we go up to Wauwatosa, we go to Jackson, we go to some places that are higher lighting centers, and let's see what it looks like. Here we go, 5 left again. We'll see if we get this one to the right a little bit. Huh. Did I say I like this ball? I'm a fan. I'm a fan. This is a, like I say, I'll throw it against a Hustle USA and IQ Emerald, which are balls that you would think would be fairly comparable, and we'll get an idea what those look like here shortly. Again, I'll move back to the right, get a little more square to it. Let's see, let's move like 7. And I'd like to take all the credit for that, but most of the time when I make these moves, they don't look so good when I throw them down the lane. So, and then for you more speed dominant players, I'll move another 5 right. Let's just be honest, this is where a lot of people want to bowl in league. And this is where it's actually best at, especially like if you're at North Rock and Southwest this weekend. The ball is clean, it doesn't overflare a lot, so it's all pretty good. You know, I think it's a super versatile ball, which means if you're a player with a lot of tools, there's a lot of tricks you can use. And it also means there's several kind of styles that can probably use this ball. Now, it does need some friction on the lane, but as you can see, not necessarily a crazy amount. I'm going to go ahead and rotate this one a little bit and see what it does. Still rolled all right. A couple of 50-year-old half hits there at the beginning. Otherwise, this is a pretty good game. Well, let's see if we can finish this one off. Well, we'll give this one the max slow wheel here. A little around it, a little slow. Oh, just overhooked. I hate it when that happens. 278. And so, there you have it. IQ Ruby, if we ever get it back. Again, this is a fairly low RG core, 249, almost in the medium range. 029 diff, which is low by today's standards. He has Reactagloss, R2S cover. That R2S cover's been on a bunch of different balls. Been very good. Comes a little shiny. I've knocked the shine off this one to use on tour, so it's got a little light 2000 on it. But you can tell it's still pretty shiny. So up next, we're going to throw a couple other balls and see what it looks like. All right, first up is a USA Hustle. It's got just a touch more RG. It's a little bit higher, and it flares just a little bit more. Drilling-wise, almost exactly the same. And so let's see what it looks like. If I stand exactly the same place, so sometimes it's hard to see on these videos, but that was both a little bit earlier and a little smoother off the back of the pattern. So for me to use the USA Hustle off of this Ruby, I'd have to be a little further right, probably 2 to 3, which we'll do now. See, the Ruby's a little bit smoother, picks up about 2 to 3 feet earlier. So that's kind of where that would fit in. If you had a little too much wet dry with this Ruby, that might be your play right there. Next up, we're going to have the IQ Emerald. So this is kind of more my traditional drilling. This is a 5 by 5 by 3 or so, right out of the box. This one's fairly new. Again, we'll stay in the same spot we did with the Ruby and see what it looks like. The Ruby actually might be even a little bit longer now. Whether that's drilling or not, I'm not sure. But since this Ruby is not available anymore, for those of you that like that ball, based off first option, it seems it would be an option. This literally the first shot I've thrown these two balls on the same pattern. So I'm going to move the left, and we'll see what this looks like there. So there's definitely some characteristics to the chair. I think the Emerald's probably a touch longer. Like I said, that could be because that one's still out of the box shiny versus a little bit of surface knocked off, plus it's a taller pin. but more of a feel than I can tell by watching this, but I'll move right with this as well. And that's maybe where it shows up a little bit. Look like the ruby came off that same spot a little bit stronger. And so I'll go ahead and finish this up by throwing that ruby from that same spot, because that seems to be the place where it showed the most difference. Whoa. Well, if you can learn something from that shot, you're way better at this than I am.
Still struck.
It's just what it does. Well, all right. Sorry for the 20-second break, but we'll throw one more. And we'll let you take a look at this. Well, there are some similarities. I'm looking forward to drilling a ruby the same way as that emerald. I think it's going to be a little bit stronger, probably 1 to 2 more overall. Kind of an updated 2023 version, if you will, of the IQ series, and perhaps my favorite one to date. I haven't been able to throw the IQ Black very much since I've been on tour. I am really looking forward to this ball. So IQ Ruby Emerald is going to be available in mid-March. Look for that coming out on the website soon. And if you like this and more, please like and subscribe to the Beef and Barnzy channel, and more Real Talk reviews. We have a bunch more reviews. If you don't like the way the balls that I like don't match up for you, check out Stu Williams. He has some ball reviews. We tend to see balls a little different. Find a guy that matches up for you and look and see what you can find out, and find out the best ones to roll for you. So for that, come back for more Real Talk ball reviews with the Beef and Barnzy channel, and we'll see you next time.